Hello, I'm Armin Budish. Welcome to Golden Opportunities.
Today, open enrollment for Medicare is going on right now. Don't let the deadline roll by. Then we'll check out the latest at your local library. To sleep, perchance to dream of a pain-free back. We'll help you make your dream come true. Plus, we'll add up whether annuities are an investment you should take into account. And surprising advice about what to do and not to do after a spouse dies.
It's time to get GOing, so pull up a chair and join us at our kitchen table for Golden Opportunities. Each year, you have the chance to switch from the Medicare coverage plan that you had joined to a new one. And this year, the time frame for that change has changed. Laura Mutzko from Mutzko Insurance Services is here to bring us up to date. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you.
So usually, folks have made their decisions about whether or not to change. They started about now, and they have until the end of the year to make those decisions. But something's changed with that?
Yes, it has. The annual election period goes from October 15th through December 7th. So it's it doesn't go through the end of the year this year.
So people right now would have about 5-6 weeks to make their decision.
Exactly.
And what kind of plans are we talking about here?
We're talking about Medicare Advantage plans and prescription drug plans. The government allows the companies to make plan designs and plan changes of the premiums once a year. And this is the time where you'll be getting people who are on the plans already will be getting their new plans, and that you need to make sure that they, how much they've changed, if it still suits you.
And that would be the Medicare supplement insurance policies, the Medicare Advantage plans?
Yeah, not so much the Medicare supplements. The Medicare supplements are stable. Their benefits remain stable. You can change supplements throughout the year.
I see.
But if you want to start with, if you're on a supplement now and you want to move to an Advantage plan, this is the time.
I see. Gotcha. All right. So, what kind of factors should we be looking at when we decide whether to switch a plan, pick a different plan? How do we decide?
A lot has to do with, is the doctors in the area still in network? Has your premium gone up? Has your copays gone up? If you're looking at a prescription drug plan, is your prescription still on the formulary? Have they maintained their tiers? Or if they've made any changes.
And you don't have to switch if you don't want to, right?
Nope.
You can stay with your plan.
That's correct.
All right, so seems like there's like a million plans out there. How do we learn more about each plan? Whether our doctor's in the network, how do we find out what the copays are and the other costs and things like that?
You can go ahead and contact all the companies and get their information and sort it out yourself. Or
how do we find out what the companies are? I mean, how do we
Well,
get
you could
that?
probably go
on
online, and there's Medicare and You booklet will give you what the Advantage plans are and the prescription drug plans are. The Medicare supplements are in another publication because they're independent of Medicare.
All right, so we can go and we can do our own research, but
yes,
it sounds like that would be an awful lot of work to try to understand what each specific plan offers.
Right.
Is there any shortcuts?
Yes, you can get to talk to an insurance agent or insurance broker. That's what we do day in and day out, is work with these plans. So we're better equipped to recommend a plan to you based on your needs.
All right, so if we go to somebody like you, a broker, is that going to be an additional cost to us?
No, it's not. Buying from a policy from a broker versus buying directly from a company, the price is the same. We are just an added value. You can consider us, your own personal benefits department. We'll handle.
Who pays you?
We get paid by the companies we represent.
I see. Okay, and no matter what they do, whether they use a broker or do it themselves, they need to be our viewers need to be starting now.
Yes.
Because
That's right.
they only have until, what was the date?
December 7th.
December 7th. All right. This is very good information. And they can go to the Medicare website and get more information, Jennifer.
Correct.
Thank you very much. Good information. Important. Now's the time to make a date to review your Medicare plan so you can plan to make any changes before December 7th. The earlier deadline, December 7th this year. Don't wait. My thanks to Laura Mutzko for joining us today.
For more information, call Mutzko Insurance Services at 1-888-951-6201 or click to www.mutzkoinsurance.com. Next, hear the latest chapter for your local library. But first, perhaps you love apples a bushel and a peck. But how many pounds do a bushel and a peck pack? We'll weigh in with the answer when we return.
Welcome to Breckenridge Village, a continuing care retirement community conveniently located in historic Willoughby, Ohio. Whether it's a luxury apartment, a spacious ranch home, or newly built brownstones, it's all here with the added security of knowing more care is available when you need it. Breckenridge Village offers an exciting and upbeat lifestyle, and the food is fabulous, and our staff makes you their #1 priority. Learn more about Breckenridge Village and come see our new Veal Wellness and Aquatic Center.
If you plan on biting into a bushel of apples, you'll be putting about 42 pounds on your plate. A peck packs a lighter load, about 10 pounds. That's still a healthy helping.
There's a place that can match many of the items on your list of fun things to do, like books, check, enjoy movies, check. Want to hear speakers, see exhibits, relax in a garden, check, check, check. You can check out all these at the Cleveland Public Library. Felton Thomas is the director of the Cleveland Public Library, and he's here to read off the ways the library's information and entertainment services serve you. Thanks for joining us, Felton.
Thank you for having me, Arnold.
Oh, it's my pleasure. So tell us about the Destination Cleveland campaign that's going on.
Well, the downtown destination, and we've had that conversation a little bit about the Sports Research Center as the beginning of our downtown destination. We are adding the second piece of our downtown destination, which is our Tech Central. And you know, I've talked to you a little bit about how many times I go out and people come up to me and they say, oh, I remember when I was a young person, the greatest thing in my world was to go downtown and be able to go to the downtown main library. Well, we're trying to create that experience again, an experience there our parents can bring their young people, our grandparents can bring their children and talk again about the library as an experience. And that's what the downtown destination is. So we're bringing in a state-of-the-art computer center into our downtown area, in our downtown library. Mm-hmm. And in there will be a tech toy box. And this will be great for our older adults, where they'll be able to come in and have access to all the tablets, all the iPhones, and experiment with them. Wow. And so that's an opportunity for, if you're looking to buy something and you don't feel comfortable with it, we'll have our set of experts there who will be able to assist you, and then you'll be able to maybe check those out and then take them home and then experiment with them and then see, okay, I like this tablet or I don't. And
you have DVDs and CDs and all the kind of stuff that, I mean, it's not just books.
No, and that's one of the things that the old model of what libraries were, with the librarian and a bunch shushing people, is a very different experience than what we are now.
And you bring in a lot of speakers, too. Tell us about who's coming, what's going on.
Well, we were very fortunate to, our next speaker will be Ruth Reichl. And Ruth Reichl is a New York Times food critic in the past. She's a author, and she's a TV personality now. People will see her on the Food Network. And for all the foodies, when we have a lot of foodies in the greater Cleveland area because of our great restaurants, it's an opportunity to talk about local foods, talk about the sustainability issue as it relates to food, and just talk about being a chef.
Now, I love the downtown location, but I will tell you, a lot of people, a lot of our viewers, as they get older, coming downtown's a little harder. Now you're bringing the library out to people where they are. Tell us about that.
Well, we have always had our 28 branches, and the people who are in those communities, they have an opportunity to experience it through our great branch libraries. But there are some areas where people aren't able to get to us. So we have our bookmobile, and our bookmobile goes out, and we have computers on our bookmobile, and we have books and DVDs and CDs, and people can check out items in that way. And we take it another level for those individuals who may not be able to get to a library or get to even our bookmobile. And so we have our homebound services where if you're homebound by a doctor's note, we will mail you your items, whatever you'd like.
And when you can take things out of the bookmobile, and then how do you get it back?
The bookmobile always will
Comes
come back
back?
every 3 weeks.
Oh, great.
So we have 40 locations that people
Great.
are able to come to, and every 3 weeks it'll be back, and you'll be able to bring your items back, and then we'll take them back and you start again.
Are the list of locations on the website for the library?
They are.
Great. Felton, great information. It's great what the library's doing. Thank you so much.
But thank you for having me.
So whether you come on down to the library or you have the library come to you, there are so many options to check out. My thanks to Felton Thomas for reviewing the latest chapters of our Cleveland Public Library.
To learn more, call the Cleveland Public Library at 216-623-2800 or visit their website, www.cpl.org. Next, the nightmare of back pain. Looking for places to go, things to do? Welcome to our community calendar. Learn the truth about annuities at a free seminar given by the Lineweaver Financial Group. The event will be held twice, first on Tuesday, November 1st at 1 p.m. and again on Thursday, the 3rd at 6:30 p.m. And both will take place at the Lineweaver offices in Valley View. Reservations are required and can be made by calling 216-520-1711.
When you have severe back pain, all you want is relief. But what's the best approach to getting that relief? Dr. Nola Bood from the Solon Spine and Wellness Center is here with some options. Thanks for joining us, Doctor.
Sure.
All right, so a lot of folks with back pain, they reach the point where surgery is recommended. What should they consider when considering whether or not to do surgery?
And it's a tough decision, and I think it's a decision that you and your spouse or whoever, your loved ones, make together, because we have great surgeons here in town. But with that being said, I think too many people over-glamorize surgery. Like, for example, if you have severe back pain and leg pain and you want nothing more than to get rid of that pain, I think too often, my opinion is people are jumping into surgery too quickly, and oftentimes they regret that.
So even though, and you know, we all know, you know, surgeries have gotten better. You know, they can make smaller incisions and do things without. It's still a major operation.
It is. It's still invasive. And just a few things that we talk to our patients about, thinking about. There's something called MRSA, and it's a resistant strain of infection that gets in your body, and it's resistant to antibiotics. We've heard about it. The Cleveland Browns players are developing it. And that's a chance that happens in any of the great hospitals. Think about the time also of missed time at work with back surgery. It's a concern, 4 to 6 weeks. And you think about the cost of, even if you have insurance, your copayment could be well into the $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 is a real possibility.
What about second opinions? People should go and get a second opinion if the first doctor says surgery?
And it seems like common sense, but too often when we're in pain, we just rush and take that first opinion. But I think a good guidance would be to get a second or maybe even a third opinion as to what are some other options that I have.
Like what? What kind of options would be alternatives to surgery?
There are alternatives, and in some cases there aren't any options. We know that. If you are losing bladder or bowel trouble, you get into your surgeon right away. But too often we're just knee-jerk response. And so what we say to our patients is, let's exhaust everything naturally before we succumb to a more aggressive surgery. And so natural things could be stretches, home stretches, and that seems very, for people that are in chronic pain, they seem that has done nothing. Stretches, yoga, physical therapy, pain management where they're injecting cortisone into the disc, which helps reduce swelling, but that's not healing it.
Water therapy, I know some people have tried that.
Because you're walking without, that takes the gravity of the earth away. But what we're using is something called non-surgical lumbar decompression, and I talk about that a lot on the show, but what it is it's a specialized table that creates a vacuum, and it pulls blood into the disc. And once blood gets in that disc, it brings oxygen with it, and then the oxygen acts like a healer. And so we can actually, to some degree, repair that disc so that you don't need surgery. And in fact, we've been 80% successful on any of the patients that we've accepted for care. We've been able to cancel.
Does somebody have to have a doctor's referral, or do they come directly to you, or how does that work?
No, we're doctors as well. We don't need a referral. We can see anyone. And what we offer is a consultation, and what it involves is about a half hour to an hour of your time where we'll sit down, review your MRIs, and I'll be able to let you know whether you're a candidate or not for this procedure.
Very good. Thanks for opening our eyes to more options.
Sure.
Appreciate that. It's good to have options, and if you have back pain, you have the option of giving Dr. Abboud a call to see if his options can help you. His number's coming up next.
To find out more, call the Solon Spine and Wellness Center at 440-248-5070 or log on to www.solonbackpain.com. Next, annuities. Should you be in or out?
It's time to get up and go. An exercise minute on golden opportunities.
Hello, I'm Mike Carbon from Breakout Fitness, and today we are going to work our shoulders and bicep muscles by doing an upright row using our exercise band. All right, let's go. We're going to start seated upright with our knees and hips at a 90-degree angle. Take the exercise band and place the middle portion right below your feet. Make sure you keep enough pressure on the band so that way the band doesn't slip away from you. All right, slowly we're going to bring our elbows up with our fists coming to the top of the chest and right back down. All right, all the way up to the top and right back down. Slow and controlled movements, and remember to breathe. How's that feel?
You know the
Yeah, you're doing it great. Try to keep your elbows above your fists. All the way. There you go. That was perfect. Beautiful job. 12 to 15 repetitions, 2 to 3 times a week. And now it's your turn to get up and go.
For your copy of the exercise booklet, please send $1 for postage to Golden Opportunities, 23240 Chagrin Boulevard, Suite 450, Beechwood, Ohio, 44122.
If you're retired, or you're near retirement, or even looking ahead towards retirement, you probably have a concern in common with all those folks, and that is, will you outlive your income? Jim Lineweaver is here to add up ways to make sure that doesn't happen to you. Jim's a certified financial planner with the Lineweaver Financial Group. Thanks for joining us, Jim.
Thank you.
Outliving your income, this is a growing concern.
This is the biggest, most number one concern of people in retirement, because all they've done is accumulate money through their lifetime and used to getting a steady paycheck, and all of a sudden you may be dropping down to Social Security or a pension. But how do you handle this new phase of your life that you're going into?
And people are living longer, and you know the old company monthly pensions that you got for life, those are disappeared or
They are,
gone.
and they're changing rapidly.
So this concern isn't just shared by retirees. The Obama administration's worried about it too, aren't they?
They really are. The recent study came out and it was done by the U.S. General Accountability Office. And what they found out is a lot of statistics regarding people in retirement and what they're doing right and what we're doing wrong.
And the report is entitled, Retirement Income, Ensuring Income Throughout Retirement Requires Difficult Choices.
It really does.
What is, tell us about the report.
Yeah, some of this is, even dealing with Social Security and things, because what they found out is basically 72% took it before age 65. And usually with Social Security, you have about a 12 to 14 year break-even point. It shows you also that 14.1% took it at full retirement and 50% missed at least these 25 to 30% of their benefits. And that's huge, because people have to understand when you're dealing with Social Security, if you try to take it early, between that point and when you would have hit your maximum Social Security, and for a lot of people it's going to be coming up on 66 or 67, then there's a crossing point where you got to really figure out, and a lot of it has to do with longevity. We never know what tomorrow is going to hold, but if we can somehow try to figure that out, it can make a huge difference for yourself in retirement.
And you've said that people should wait to retire as long as they can to receive their full Social Security benefit rather than the partial Social Security that you get if you retire early.
Yeah, it depends on your circumstances, because if you have other resources that you can fall back on, great. If you don't, and it's, just scraping by any penny that you have to live on, then no, there's other circumstances where you may get at it early.
Annuities are something that a lot of people look to as a possible way to supplement income. Tell us about that.
The insurance companies are really ahead of the game. The insurance companies have figured out ways for people to actually get a guaranteed lifetime income. Sometimes it can be done by like an immediate annuity, or there's other tax-deferred annuities and things out there that you can trigger an income benefit on. But they can literally create a vehicle that you're not going to outlive your money. So we talked about, an income annuity. You can take even an annuity from a pension. So if your pension offered you a lump sum, you could do a private annuity, or you can annuitize it through the pension fund. Also, an immediate annuity, so all those people out there that don't have a pension, if they wanted to create one, and let's say they had 50 or 100,000 out there, they could create this immediate annuity and have the same guarantees of everybody else with a pension.
Some other suggestions made in this report, and now just to get a quick comment from you, inflation-adjusted annuity, what's that?
Yes, got to be careful with people. Some people are living much longer than they ever used to. You got to make sure your purchasing power is going to stay ahead of inflation. And a lot of people don't realize how fastly that can erode your wealth.
All right, last item. Retirees should make withdrawals from investment portfolios no more than 3 to 6% annually at retirement.
Yeah, what ends up happening is people use a rule of thumb, just look in that 3 and 6% in this environment's a little high. Okay. I prefer in that maybe 4, in any good economy 5%, but based on whatever your lump sum is, that's what you could take on an annual basis, and you should be okay and never outlive your money.
All right, this is complicated. Everybody is probably scratching their heads a little bit. You offer a program on the truth about annuities.
We do. We have it coming up here on Tuesday, November 1st at 1 p.m. and also Thursday, November 3rd at 6:30. They can give us a call at 216-520-1711.
People should come on out and get more information.
We'd be happy to provide it.
Thanks, Jim. To live happily ever after, you have to have enough income. For help in understanding if annuities are your answer, attend Jim's free seminar, and you can also give him a call. His number's up next.
To learn more, call the Lineweaver Financial Group at 1-888-313-4009 or visit www.lineweaver.net. Next, when doing nothing is the right thing to do.
We're Gateway Title, keeping life simple. We can make it simple. We've got everything you need. See how easy selling your home can be. We're Gateway Title. We're keeping life simple.
Did you miss a phone number or website? Here's your second chance, because we're going to list all of that information again. Then I'll be back to tell you about when doing something can be worse than doing nothing. On Golden Opportunities, we give you action tips and strategies to make your life better. So it may seem odd that our next guest is here to tell you that sometimes doing nothing is the best strategy. Mike Solomon's my law partner. Now, I could make a joke about doing nothing, but I'll hold myself back. Good to see you, Michael.
Hi, Herman.
Mike, when is doing nothing better than doing something?
Well, after your spouse dies, many of our viewers have been married decades, and when a spouse dies, it's devastating. That's probably not the right time to make a major change in your life.
What types of changes do you see people make too quickly at that kind of a time period?
Well, they might try to sell their house immediately, or move in with the kids, or sell all their investments, their mutual funds and stocks and bonds, or make a new investment in life insurance and annuities, for example. Now, I'm not saying those aren't the right things to do, but if you do them too quickly after someone passes away, you may make the wrong choice. So take some time. You're better off always taking a little bit more time to make these sort of decisions.
How much more time? How much time should we be waiting after a loved one passes?
Yeah, I don't think it's unreasonable to wait between 6 months and a year before you start making major changes.
So just so our viewers understand, are you really saying that they should do nothing for 6 to 12 months?
Well, no, not really. I mean, obviously you should be continue to pay your bills, any credit cards or mortgage payments, utilities, insurances, if you have your own health insurance or your homeowner's insurance. But by the way, make sure, of course, you cancel the deceased spouse's health insurance. You don't want to pay those bills. You ought to make sure that you do all of that. And then you should start looking at your finances, especially if the deceased spouse is the one that handled all the finances. Take the time to gather the information together, figure out what's going on, and if it's too involved and you don't understand it, then sit down with a family member or a professional and start going over your finances so you can start being ready for what goes forward after that.
A lot of times, the spouse that died may have been the one that handled all the finances. You don't even know what there is.
That's right.
Should you immediately run to the bank or the broker when a spouse passes and get the spouse's name off of everything so that the accounts aren't frozen?
Well, as a matter of fact, that's true. One good thing in Ohio now, and many people mix this up or remember it incorrectly, when a spouse dies, they don't freeze your account anymore. If it's a joint survivor account and it goes to the surviving spouse, there's no freezing of the accounts. So in that situation, most people are okay. So you can tell the bank or the brokerage company that my spouse has died, and then you'll be in control of that account immediately.
So you don't have to rush and cancel the spouse's name off. Should the survivor immediately stop spending money because they're worried now, how am I going to make ends meet with my spouse's income gone?
Well, when the spouse dies, their income may change. For example, if they were both getting Social Security, now one of them isn't getting Social Security. The deceased one has passed away, you're not getting that income. What they should do is immediately start looking at expenses, not make any major expenditures, and control what they have, and take a while to see what their outgo and income is.
6 to 12 months, go easy.
That's right.
All right, thanks, Mike. The loss of a spouse is devastating, but don't immediately rush into major life or investment changes. You'll be making decisions that could affect the rest of your life, and unfortunately, there are people out there who are ready to use this difficult period to take advantage of you. If you have questions, give Mike Solomon a call. His number's up next.
Call Budish, Solomon, Steiner, and Peck at 1-888-236-5173 for more information. Or log on to www.budishandsolomon.com.
See you next week. Make the most of your golden opportunities.